Hey everyone, it's Judy with Talk to Me Tuesday. It is Wednesday, February the 12th. Hoping everyone had a wonderful week. I am feeling much better this week. As a matter of fact, I was telling Jennifer, probably shouldn't have made a video last week because, man, I tell you, I went back and watched it and I was all over the place. But, you know, it happens. But I am feeling much better this week. So this week's Kingdom Hearts pattern is the Kingdom Keyblade. It is one of the very first patterns that I made way back in February of last year, and I was working on this before Jennifer even knew that I had a plan. This was stuff that I was working on, and then up until one day I was just like, "Hey Jennifer, check out what I'm working on." But it was one of the very first patterns that I made. It was also one of the when I realized this was the pattern I was working on, when I realized that my computer wasn't up for the challenge. Anyways, it all worked out. This pattern has evolved quite a bit over the last year. And I actually made some final edits on it over the weekend. But this is it. I used a dark silver here. I believe on my first one I used a light silver, and then of course the gold, and then a little blue notch right here. Anyone that has watched anyone that knows about Kingdom Hearts knows that Sora and Mickey basically have the same key. The only difference is the colors. And so on my orange copy that I'm working on, which is this, I used Mickey's colors instead of Sora's colors. Silver, gold, silver, and then Mickey's little chain is gold, and then he has the little red notch right here. This is the main blade. Kingdom Hearts, this is the main blade of the series. So I'm actually quite pleased about it. I started on this way back when, and anyways, this is the inspiration of it all. This is it. Anyways, hoping everyone likes the Kingdom Keyblades, and I finished up my quilts from last week, the 2 heart quilts. I did practice on some free motion quilting, and I made a huge discovery on my free motion quilting. When we work on certain projects, all of a sudden you get that, this is it. This is going to work for me. And I had one of them moments while working on the heart quilts, because I was really kind of stressed because I really wanted to make small hearts on all over the quilting. I really wanted to do that, but I've really just stuck to meandering and loops and swirls and stuff like that. And I was really stressing on the hearts. But then when I started on them, I realized I had a definite start and stop point. So I'd start at the bottom, I'd work, stop, and then I'd do the bottom loop, stop, and then the side, and then I would just swirl it over to the next section. And I felt like I had so much control over the pattern. I didn't feel like I was going. One of the reasons I think I stress about free motion quilting is I'm worried about when I'm doing patterns that I'm going to have to stop before I get to my actual stopping point. Where this was, I didn't have to go very far before I could stop. So start, stop, constantly. But it helped me feel like I had way more control. So there's no 2 hearts that are identical in the quilt. I actually scanned over it just to look and see if I could pinpoint 2 that looked the same. They didn't. Some of my stitches were irregular, but that's okay because it was a practice run. In the end, I had a very uniformed, overall look, and I didn't. The first one I was like, oh, that went pretty cool. The second one went, oh my god, I just duplicated my first one, and then by the third one, I knew that I could do it. And so since then I started doing a little bit more research on patterns that I could find a definite start and stop point, and so it's not so, I don't know, I found it extremely stressful to know exactly where to stop on some of these patterns. So I need to find patterns that I can start and have a definite stop point to where I can reposition myself without worrying about damaging the overall pattern look. So feeling pretty accomplished about that. They will be doing a silent auction this week for them quilts for Skills USA, and that's it. After that, I haven't done any sewing. I've been working on some stuff in the background, fine tuning some patterns and things like that. Probably won't get back to my sewing machine until the end of next week because I've got some things I've got going on. And that's okay because I have been doing a large amount of stuff the last few weeks, and I probably was pushing myself, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm taking some time off. I will be back to sewing by the end of next week, but you're probably not going to see anything out of me this week. Anyways, that's all I've got going on. I'm hoping y'all have a wonderfully crafty week, and I will see y'all next week. Bye!